You see this wave? I'm sure you've seen it. It's a very, very famous painting by Hotsushika Hosugai. Katsushika. Damn it. Katsushika Hokusai, the Great Wave of Kanagawa. And you've seen it. And I've seen it recently because a client came on screen and it was the background. The wave was almost swallowing him, but also he was merging into the wave because he just seemed to be part of the wave. It just made perfect sense. He came onto the call and we just started talking about the wave, connecting because I had the wave here as well. But then um, sharing a little bit about what waves represent and how I think almost everything in nature and in life seems to work in waves or in spirals. Right. And Ambika and I just talked about circles and some Eastern philosophies looking at everything being cyclical, right? And time being cyclical. And I was reminded that at some point I realized that if you look at a spiral from a particular angle, it just looks like you're moving in circles. And I think in coaching, and I think particularly in therapy, but definitely in life, sometimes we think it feels just cyclical. It feels like nothing is moving. We're doing like the same loop over and over again. But if we look from a slightly different angle, we realize we're never quite in the same spot. It might feel like we're going in circles, but there's always some movement. If we start noticing that, we can recognize ourselves for progress and we can recognize ourselves for movement, right? Because spirals do go somewhere and it's rarely a perfect circle. A perfect circle doesn't really exist, right? And I love that about waves as well, that when we are in any sort of progression or transition, waves have this tendency to suck in everything that is in front of them, take it inside, process it, and then allow it to add to the energy of the next wave. Right. So any wave is always building on what was before, but what was before has to die and get sucked in and disappear before it gets integrated into the greater whole and then come out as the next phase. And waves are fluid, but they also break your bones. I mean, they can be surf, but they can also be a tsunami and destroy things. But there's just such rich metaphorical material. They seem to be a core part of the essence of so many structures in nature, and it shows up in psychology all everywhere. Spirals and waves. And so today I want to invite you to reflect on how you move through life, and perhaps there's something that waves and spirals can inspire you to. And I would love to be inspired by other structures or forms that might not be included here that you see out there in nature or in your coaching, in transitions, or in how you navigate your career. Is there some form or structure that helps you make sense of things and gather positive energy or inspiration for how you move through them? I'd love to hear about it.